Ah, the lance. What can I say? This is one of the weapons that I always wanted to master but never got around doing it. It is one of the very first weapons of the entire franchise, dating back all the way to PlayStation 2. If you want absolute defense while fighting a monster, where you could basically laugh at the face of the monster as they dish out their most powerful moves, this is the weapon for you. New hunters, let me introduce the lance. Welcome everybody to another episode of Weapons Intro featuring the lance. We're back here. My name is Riku and we have Vivi, our favorite huntress. Now, as I've mentioned at the beginning, the lance is one of the very first weapons that ever came out in Monster Hunter. And during my time playing Freedom Unite, which is my very first Monster Hunter title, I found the lance as one of the OP weapons in the game. It doesn't hit as hard as the Greatsword, but its ability to protect you from monster attacks is very vital. And I think that in a game like this, protecting yourself, whether you're dodging or you're blocking, is very important. So yeah, let's get started. The lance is one of the lesser mobile weapons in the game. As you can see, you move somewhat similar to how you move with the Greatsword. However, that is not a problem if you could just block the attacks. So you still have the ability to dodge here, but it's not the same as the other weapons. So for the lance, instead of a dodge roll, you get this. A hop. You can also skip forward, sidewards, and it consumes a lot of stamina. Personally, I don't usually use the hop as a way to evade, but it's more of to reposition myself while I'm attacking, to get myself in the right position. When you're on focus mode, you can move sideways with the hop. For your attacks, you have the classic 3-hit combo for both the Y and the B. So you have your mid thrust, which is the midsection thrust. And if you press it 4 times, you do a triple thrust on the 4th time, which is a really good way of dishing out damage. As for your B attack, it is the high thrust, which is good for reaching tails and the monster's head. And as a finisher for the B attack, you also have a charge stab, like so. You hold down the B at the 4th one, and then you release. For the charge attack, it's not only a chain for your B attack. You can also do it as a finisher for your Y attack. So it's a combo finisher for any 3-hit attack combo. Alternatively, you can also do the triple thrust at the end of your B combo. So in a sense, you can mix and match your combo and your combo finishers. Okay, now for the YB attack. When you press YB, you do a leaping thrust. So you thrust forward, like that, which is kind of a little bit of a gap closer. But if you press it again, not only do you move closer, you also have the wide sweep attack. And as you can see, I'm just chaining it. Then you can do a forward leaping thrust, a wide sweep, and then you can combo it with any of your Y or B moves and finish it with a charge. Alright, so block attacks. While you're holding the right trigger, move forward with your analog stick and then the Y. And if you press Y again, you will do the dash attack, which is a blunt attack. If you do enough times on the monster's head, can cause KO status. So that's what happens when you guard and then you Y. See there? KO status. So not only do you have the stabbing motions and the stabbing attacks that can cut tails, you also have the ability to KO monsters with your shield bash. Similar to the sword and shield. The shield of the sword and shield also has the capability to knock out monsters. Also, while behind your shield in a guard position, you can do guard thrust. Another guard attack is the dash attack. So while holding down your shield, you could press Y and B to initiate a dash attack. And you can turn while you're doing this. But to do a complete 180, left stick and A is your best friend. Alternatively, you can finish it off by pressing Y or B as a finishing thrust. So let me show you. That's your finishing thrust, which is a mid thrust. And this is the other finishing thrust. Now you can press the finishing thrust twice to do a twin finishing thrust. Now you can also do an advancing jump while you're in that run. So while in the middle of the run, you just push your analog stick up and then press jump, and you will do that. Another attack that you could do while guarding is called the power guard. So in power guard stance, you consume more stamina to block even more powerful attacks. And the neat thing about power guard is that it doesn't end there. While on power guard stance, you can do a revenge strike of sorts, or a payback thrust. Like that. Power guard, and then press B. You do some sort of an uppercut. And lastly, one more thing about your guard. There is something that is called a perfect guard, which is when you time the guard right, you automatically attack back with your shield. See? There you go. As you can see in the button inputs, I didn't press anything else. It's just the guard. So you automatically do a shield bash if you time your guards right. Perfect guarding also makes it easier for you to do a power clash, which is the struggle between the monster and your hunter pushing each other with the shield. And then you can strike back afterwards. Alright, now for the focus strike. So, hold down left trigger to be on focus mode, get in range and aim at the wounded part. And to do the focus strike, which is called victory thrust for the lance, I have to press right bumper. So let's do it. There you go. So it's a shield bash with an immediate forward thrust. There you go. Alright, so that was the basic of the most basic things about the lance. Again, this is not an in-depth tutorial, this is not a guide, this is just a weapons intro, introducing the weapon to, the people who are jumping onto the Monster Hunter franchise through Monster Hunter Wilds. So, do you think the moves are enough to entice you? Do you think being an Iron Wall suits your playstyle? Let me know in the comment section below if you think that the lance is the perfect fit for either your primary or secondary weapon when Wilds comes out. But yes, that is it for today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing and turn on those notifications for future videos. Thank you so much for watching again, and this has been Riku along with Vivi, and we'll see you in the next weapons intro. Bye bye.